this, that Phil and I have the same last name. And a lot of people, when we travel around and we perform together, always want to know what the story is of that.
Are you guys boning?
Actually, usually it starts with, are you guys related? And then it's, are you guys married? And then it's, dude, that's so weird. When the answer to both is no. So the real story is, I grew up in New York City, Phil grew up in California. We didn't meet each other until we got to college. We both go to Brown University. And when we actually met when we were freshmen, they had a freshman talent show, and we were the only two people doing spoken word in the talent show, which is how we met. We were like, oh, you do spoken word, that's so cool. And then from there, these sequence of coincidences started to unravel. And it's a pretty bizarre story, and when we explain it to people, at this point we've gotten pretty used to it, so it doesn't strike us as that weird, but we realized recently that it still is a really weird story. And so we decided to try to explain the story in a piece. And every single part of this is 100% true. It started with a sweater.
I was looking fly. First day of college orientation as a freshman. Plus, I'm the type of guy who always tries to make a good impression.
You look like a tool. And it's the first day of school, so I've got people to meet and things to try. I don't have time to waste on this guy loitering backstage at a talent show.
It started with a freshman talent show, a chance to showcase what I know about spoken word and poetry and hopefully get some girls to notice me. And
it started with a technical difficulty.
Some sort of delay.
Somebody's iPod track wouldn't play.
So I'm stuck backstage when I noticed this girl.
And he walked over, stupid sweater and all. There was nowhere to run. Backstage was too small.
And I'm so nervous about going on stage, I decided to strike up a conversation.
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I totally got ahead of myself. I skipped introductions. I'm Sarah Kaye.
I'm Phil Kaye. I'm from California.
Born and raised in NYC.
Let's see. Fun fact about me.
My mom is Japanese and my dad is Jewish. Not a common combination, but I think it's kind of cute. People call me Japa-Jew.
Japanese.
Ashkenazi kamikaze.
And come December,
Hanukkah and Christmas. Plus, you should taste my mother's brisket. Jan Kalamura's matzo ball soup with noodles brings my father Jeffrey to his knees.
It took Mom Rachel and Dad Michael to raise this skinny, lanky, cockeyed half-breed.
Well, I think that's it. My mom, my dad, and me. Oh, plus my little brother, he's 17.
My little sister is a deadpan firecracker. She's only 17, but she's the one that keeps me on track. Her name is Sarah.
My little brother's name is Philip. Anyway, where was I?
It started with a backstage interaction?
Oh, no, it started with a backwards first impression.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, it didn't start. It didn't start at 5th grade summer camp.
That's true. It didn't start at junior lifeguards, even though we were both there.
Matching red bathing suits, white t-shirts, visors, and Mr. Johnson.
Our counselor, who probably figured that the nervous girl in his morning class,
the smart-ass kid in his afternoon class,
were cousins, probably figured that we carpooled over together.
In between family photo shoots and 4th of July barbecues.
But instead, we merely coexisted.
Almost met, but always missed.
Spinning round like two sides of a coin.
Look,
we've done the research, and we swear we're not related.
And we've never dated.
And we're never ever going to.
Because what are the chances of finding someone with your last name?
Japanese and Jewish with siblings called the same.
What are the odds of finding someone
who can finish your sentences?
Who will let you cut in line?
Who knows not to just lend a hand or an ear when you need them to give you their spine?
Who is woman enough to be best man at your wedding?
Who keeps every secret, saves every letter, tells you how you really love
Who remembers every single one of your birthdays.
Without checking Facebook.
What are the chances of finding someone who knows your poetry by heart?
Who won't freak out if you're hanging out and accidentally fart?
Yeah. And if you've got a date and you need to look fresh, I will let you borrow my hair products.
And if you don't have a date and you need to look fresh, I will let you borrow my cousin.
I will always see you for the alley-oop.
I will always save you a seat.
I will always pick you to be my partner, even though you are terrible at handball.
When you lose everything in the fire, my home will be your home.
When you get old and can no longer remember my face, I will meet you for the first time again and again.
When they make fun of your accent, I will take you swimming because we all sound the same underwater.
When Ellis Island tries to erase your past, I will call you by your real name.
When they call your number for the draft, I will enlist to fight beside you.
I will march with you from Selma to Montgomery and back as many times as it takes.
And we will stand together against the hoses and the dogs. Because it didn't start with us.
It started with Lennon and McCartney.
It started with Thelma and Louise.
Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin.
Bert and Ernie.
Abbott and Costello.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Mario and Luigi.
Watson and Sherlock.
And they could tell you what a miracle this is.
They could tell you how rare this is.
But they could tell you how rare it always is.
The chances are slim.
The cards are always stacked against you. The odds always low.
But I have seen the best of you and the worst of you, and I choose both.
I want to share every single one of your sunshines and save some for later.
I will tuck them into my pocket so I can give them back to you when the rains fall hard.
Friend, I want to be the mirror that reminds you to love yourself.
I want to be the air in your lungs that reminds you to breathe easy.
When the walls come down.
When the thunder rumbles.
When nobody else is home. Hold my hand, and I promise
I won't let go. I see the moon sees me, the moon sees somebody that I don't see. God bless the moon, and God bless me, and God bless the somebody that I don't see. If I get to heaven before you do, I'll make a hole and pull you through, and I'll write your name on every star, and that way the world won't seem so far. The astronaut will not be at work today. He is called in sick. He has turned off his cell phone, his pager, his laptop, his alarm clock. There's a fat yellow cat asleep on his couch, raindrops against the window, and not even the hint of coffee in the kitchen air. Everybody is in a tizzy. The engineers on the 15th floor have stopped working on their particle machine. The anti-gravity room is leaking, and even the freckled kid with glasses, whose only job is to clean out the trash, is nervous, fumbles the bag, spills the banana peel in a paper cup. Nobody notices. They are too busy recalculating what this will mean for lost time. How many galaxies are we losing per second? How long before the next rocket can be launched somewhere? An electron flies off its energy cloud. A black hole has erupted. A mother finishes setting the table for dinner. A Law and Order marathon is starting. The astronaut is asleep. He has forgotten to turn off his watch, which ticks like a metal pulse against his wrist. He does not hear it. He dreams of coral reefs and plankton. His fingers find the pillowcase's sailing masts. He turns on his side, opens his eyes once. He thinks that scuba divers must have the most wonderful job in the world. So much water to glide through.